Howdy everybody. We're going to talk about Liberty, a pretty fiddle tune out of the key of D, and because it's going to tie into some of the things we've learned. But first, let's play this tune, and then we'll talk about how it helps us with arpeggios and maybe some other things, if I think of anything else. I don't know. So we'll see. Here we are. Liberty. A section, B. There you go. So, like in most fiddle tunes, you would repeat the A section and do an A, and then you do the B twice and B, and then either you'd start over or it would be somebody else's turn. So, let's just start right off by learning this tune. And here, the first part of this melody that really I think gives it its identity as the tune Liberty is this. So pay attention for that because it's repeated. That pattern is repeated. If you go up to same pattern, just different notes. So here we go. And watch out for that. So here we go. Starting here on A, G, F sharp, A, F sharp, A. So there we just did an arpeggio. So I did an F, da, F sharp, F sharp again, da, up to an A, to an F sharp, to a D. Okay? And then we play G, B, G, B, and then we go and that part is G, F sharp, G, A, F sharp, another F sharp, D. And now repetition is your friend. The second half of the A part sounds just like the beginning of the A part. So, that's F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, F sharp again, to A, to F sharp twice, to D. And then the ending lick starts on a G, and then if you know your D scale, just run down to the C sharp note. So G, F sharp, A, E, D, C sharp, then start on an open A and run your scale back up to D. A, B, C sharp, D. and then a couple, so a long, short, short on that to make it even out. Da, long, short, short, long on a D. Now that you could play that if you look this up. There'll be a lot of variations. Like I said, I tried to pull out for this A section just the essential elements and where it's still recognizable, but this also helps emphasize the arpeggios that we talked about. And so and we'll certainly learn some other versions and variations later on in more advanced videos. But for now, if you can play through that, you can make a really lovely tune in a jam session that you can be proud of, and that will sound authentic. And then on to the B section, and this is just a lot of arpeggios and scales, little pieces thrown together here and there. So here we go. Starts on an open A, up to a B, to an open A. First finger, open A. Okay. So all that was B, A, and then run down the scale to a D note. And then just use your knowledge of arpeggios to run over a D arpeggio like this. Now arpeggio, D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, D. And then a little pattern here again, the melody. Da. So that's another arpeggio. After you play that A, B, A note, watch this. A, B, A, F sharp, D. So that A, F sharp, D, just a few notes, but it was the arpeggio again. And then you land on an E. So now you're in the middle of the B section, right? So what do you expect to come next? Probably the way the B section started, because that's just a pattern of fiddle tunes. And indeed, that's the case here. And so we go A, D, A, G, F sharp, E, D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, D. And now, just reach back into part A and go grab that ending. So that was G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, 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 D. And that's all there really is to it. Which is a lot, don't get me wrong. That's a lot. That's a little bit notier than stuff that we've been playing so far. But still, as you take this, one thing after another, you want to, when one thing feels easy, you want to push that just a little bit to where it doesn't feel unattainable, but it doesn't feel easy anymore. And that's how you climb step by step. So we already talked about the arpeggios there. And the other thing that I think is useful here in this tune is to introduce the idea of melodies that repeat using different notes, different chords. And what I mean by that is this. So this Liberty has this recurring theme in the A section of and then and so now I want to do something else and talk about how far those notes are away from each other. Okay? So if we just think about the D scale, okay, this note here, the lower one, is an A. The upper one is an F sharp. Okay? Let's count up from A to F sharp in the D scale. So let's start at A. So that's note 1. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. That's 6 notes away. Okay? And that's that sound. Now this note, they're different notes, but you hear how they're similar. That pattern, wah, 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 and then wah, 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 wah. Different notes, but it just sounds similar. Let's count up. And how far away do you think that second set of notes are from each other? Maybe 6, right? And so if we start on our bottom note, B, and we go, the top note there is a G. So let's count up from B in the D scale up to G. Right? B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. Each of those notes are 6 notes away, or what we'd say they're a sixth. The top note is a sixth away from the bottom note. And only reason I mention that is to start introducing just a little bit more of how theory and how something at times it can seem really complicated or something, but really it's just about trying to pick out the practical bits. And this is one of them. So you can say a sixth and describe this sound. And then you can play this sound, which is a different note, but it's still a sixth. And you can say, okay, play me a sixth from the G note. A sixth down. Or you can say, play me a sixth. Or you can start on the A and play an F sharp. You can start on the B and play a G. And you can go up the scale. So let's go one more example. Let's start on the C sharp note of the D scale. What's that sixth going to turn out to be? C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. The sixth is an A. start on the D note, what's the sixth up going to be? D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. And so that's why this pattern of notes, when you play them together, is called a sixth. I hope that's helpful. There are a lot of other intervals that you'll hear about, and we'll discuss those with using tunes that we learn. I think that's plenty more than enough. If you start on the lower note and count up 6, you've in a particular scale, and you put those together, you're playing a sixth. You can imagine what a third might be. All right. You start on your lower note and count up to the third note in the scale. Imagine what a fourth or a fifth might be. And all that holds true. No surprises. It's just kind of like, addition, counting. No surprises really. And so that's what I think Liberty holds is 1, a pretty melody, 2, another chance to practice arpeggios, and 3, a really good picture of the sound of that sixth interval. So I hope that was helpful, not too confusing. If it was, my fault, I'm sorry, but I tried. So thank you all very much, and we'll see you later.